So questions to ask your realtor or ask a realtor when you're interviewing realtors. I would ask, the first question I'd ask is, are you full-time? You know, I mean, if you're not a full-time agent, then how are you gonna like be at another job and pick up your phone? Or maybe you're just doing this as a side hustle. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not full-time, you're out. Number two is, how many transactions have you had in the last 12 months? Now, at the end of the day, they don't need to have thousands of transactions, but you definitely want to see that they're doing some business out there, because if they aren't, they're not going to know the contract inside and out, and they're also going to get you probably in a lot of trouble because they don't know what the laws and the rules and the regulations are. When you eat, sleep, and breathe real estate, I know what to expect, and I know how to get people out of jams, if you know what I'm saying. So number three is, what's the market like, right? What is it, buyer's market? Is it seller's market? Like, what's happening in the market? They should provide you statistics on what's happening, not just in the Arizona market, not just in Maricopa County, but within their city, even down to their neighborhood, to be able to show you what's active, pending, closed, if people are dropping their list price, if they're raising the list price, if they've offered concessions to the other side. I mean, they should really be able to dive deep, and they should be able to tell you how long it will take you to sell your house. That's a question you're going to ask people, right? You're going to ask these realtors, how long will it take me to sell my house, and how do you know this, right? Show me. The other thing is, do they have support, right? Or do they have an office? Like, I'm sitting in my office right now. I have a place for clients to come in, and where all the realtors hang out, and we're actually doing sales and making calls, and we're trying to find buyers for your house, right? And that's another question. How are you going to find a buyer for my house? Are you just going to stick it on the MLS and let all the other agents do it? Or do you have a plan, right? What's your marketing plan? If they are telling you they're just going to put you on all these different websites, fantastic. Everybody can do that. But do they physically do something to obtain buyers, like what we do here on our team, which is door knocking, open houses. We do reverse prospecting, because we have over 20,000 people in our database. So how are you going to find a buyer for my house? Are you just, once again, going to stick a sign in my yard? Do they use professional photography, right? That's a huge thing. I've seen these listings, and they're done with their phones, like, and they're, you know, I've seen some really crappy stuff, and I always tell my sellers what a disservice that these agents did for their sellers, because most people are buying their house online before they even get to the house. They fall in love with the house because the photos were clean and crisp and clear, and they just fell in love with the house before they even got there. You could be asking your the potential real estate professional how long they've been doing it, and if they have community around them, meaning do they have people that they've been working with for a long time? Have they been in your area for a long time? Because you might get somebody that's from a completely another side of the valley or out of state that doesn't even know anybody out here. So that might be a big problem for a lot of people. Do they understand the contract? Can they explain a contract to you? That's a huge one for me. I can explain a contract with you with my eyes closed. Because I do it every single day. Do they have a transaction coordinator or somebody helping them with paperwork? Do they have technology that's going to help them expedite the process of selling your home? Like, we have a lot of platforms here that we use that process your transaction. Do they advertise for you and pay for advertising for you? So we on this team use Google, and we heavily invest in it to get your listing built up to the top. What's their social media like? Check out their social media pages. See if they're, what kind of content that they're putting out there. And is it going to benefit you? Can they provide stats on your particular listing to show how many people were looking at it or viewing it and clicking on it? So, and can they help you through the process? What if you run into a situation when there needs to be repairs done and you don't have resources? The list goes on. I mean, I could go on for days, but these are the things you should be asking the agent so that they can, and they should be able to quickly respond to you. If they're not able to do that, most likely they're not experienced enough to be selling your house. So I hope that helps.